Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back to, I believe this is week five? Week four. Week four, come on. Week five upcoming. Welcome back to week four's weekly rewind. This week we've got some games to go over, that's for sure. We got Jake on the show, per usual, and also our boy Greg, emergency substitute
Round
Greg.
two.
Hell yeah.
Welcome back. Yeah.
When you keep
Glad to
winning.
be here.
Just kidding.
Well, it's like you guys said last year. I couldn't get on until I won. This year I couldn't get on until I lost. It's only fair.
He only comes on when actually we have that rule going on with Brandon right now where he's not allowed on until he wins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask him, but
I think
then
that's a good rule in general. Honestly, I like it.
Yeah, if you're that bad, you don't deserve to give people advice.
I just tell people to bench Jamar Chase, Brian. So
yeah, but you have Jamar Chase, so
lie.
it's okay. You can give yourself shitty advice all you want.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna go over some matchups. Should we tear off the Band-Aid right away?
I'd like to.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. So, me and Preston. This is
I'm gonna say Preston for after my matchup.
Yeah, this was holy man, dude. My team was okay. If Olave doesn't have Derek Carr played, but should not have played. It's my understanding because Derek Carr, he actually, yeah, we'll touch on that later, I guess. But yeah, if Olave has a decent game, my team actually does really, really well. So I'm happy with what happened here. But oh boy, Preston, you found your way onto the not top 10, dude. He is let's just do this now. So I've got in front of me the record book in progress still. But for Preston's mental health sake, during our matchup, he wanted to know what the lowest points ever was so that he could cheer for his team to not be the worst.
Yep.
So I made the script during the games for Preston's mental health and found out that the score to beat was 43.2. So he was definitely safe there. However, thanks Preston for knocking me down a spot. You're gonna put me in the 7 hole instead of the 6, so that's huge. He is officially gonna be 6th place in all the league's history. Yeah, 6th place in all the league history for fewest team points in a single week.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought he'd be higher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like closer to 1, like lower. Sorry.
There have been some.
Yeah, I got that too.
Yeah. There have been some stinkers. Lane actually has the top 2 spots, which is really hilarious.
Sad.
43 and 49. Then George has 3 and 4.
Really, George?
Yeah.
I'd like to see what the actual rosters were, and if those are. I'd like to see if this was like one of the earlier season. I feel like late in the season with a lot of injuries that could happen.
Oh yeah.
There's some name. Honestly, there's some names on Preston's team like this. I don't know. I'd have to look.
That's
at that.
He started Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah.
But
okay, besides that,
is not good, but
I mean, like we all like to clown Preston, but like he's not. He knows ball. He's not stupid. This isn't like a terrible team. Like
yeah, it's a fine team. I mean, Drake London.
Besides the Clyde Edwards-Helaire slot, like I mean, this isn't like a it's perfectly respectable.
He needs a quarterback, dude. Matt Stafford's not even good. Preston, you better hit somebody up. Nah, I don't really want to offer you Justin Fields, so.
Hey, Preston, I have had a trade sent out to Lane for about a week now. Trevor Lawrence for his 12th rounder. I'm more than happy to make the deal for you if you'd rather take that.
Oh, could you imagine? Hey, Preston, you got to offer him a 13th, and if Greg takes it,
I'll give you a 13th. I'll give you the non-Jaguars fan discount.
Oh, imagine. Then you can make a trade with Lane. Steal all of his players. You can get an 8th pick. It's worked great for Greg.
Barter Kings, yeah.
There we go.
And Brandon Ayuk absolutely bailed him out too. This did have the potential for the worst score of all time, but Joe Burrow, where are we at with Joe Burrow, guys? I mean,
you can't cut him.
It's been a tough start,
right? Because he's Joe Burrow.
I was kind of just saying in the NFL in general, but yeah, in fantasy, that's another story. Like, I don't know.
In the DMs earlier, Jake, you made a good point that the Bengals could shut Joe Burrow down this year because of, I think, what he's doing with a calf or something like that. Even if they do,
Yeah.
honestly, if I'm Preston, that might be the best case scenario because then you can just stick him in the IR until he comes back and hopefully he's
That's true.
ready to go. Because this might just be a lost season. I mean, you can't cut Joe Burrow, right? Because second half of the season he might, feel better from whatever if his calf is bothering him that much, and then all of a sudden he's quarterback 6 in the back half of the year or something, right? So it's
So yeah, and if you look at Joe Burrow and the Bengals, they've got the Cardinals and then the Seahawks and then a bye. So if you lose to the Cardinals and the Seahawks and then go into the
ooh,
bye, and then you've got the 49ers and Bills next, and Joe Burrow is still not looking great and he's still injured, that's a huge question mark
mm,
for the season. And that's right. I
Oh
saw
yeah.
like there's potential for them to just like shut it down at some point if they're 1-6 or something going into the 49ers and Bills games like that's I don't know, you might just kind
you're
of call
not
it a lost
wrong.
cause at that point. The division is up for grabs.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
you
not in a
take
division
your
that you're super scared.
take your
If
top
you're
10 pick and call it a season, huh?
if you're Preston and you're like looking at the quarterbacks in the waiver too, I mean, unless like Josh Dobbs stays a starter in Arizona, you have Jared Goff, and that's like it for like decent guys who can bank on getting you at least 12 a week. It's a lot of like injured and Daniel Jones out there right now.
Go Baker, baby.
Yeah.
Zach
Isn't
Wilson plays the
Baker?
Broncos
I
this
don't even
week.
know if Baker. I think Baker's on someone's roster.
No, he's out there. He's on bye
Oh,
this
he
week
is.
though.
Oh, that's it.
Kind of surprised. Yeah.
Zach Wilson plays the Broncos this week, Preston. I would honestly start Zach
Ooh,
Wilson
that
over Joe
honestly,
Burrow.
that's kind of a move.
I can honestly say that I would definitely do that.
If they made Justin Fields look like John Elway, imagine what they'll make Zach Wilson look like.
Brett Favre?
I mean,
By far,
it
free
is,
his
it
18th
is
concussion.
Yeah.
yeah, a week ago that is something funny to think about, but he did play well against the Chiefs and the
Yeah.
Whites. So I was yeah. I mean, I don't know what I would do with Burrow. I don't think I have Burrow in maybe like one league. I think I have him in, but you might have had to scramble a little earlier for a quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know what
There's
to
still some
say.
time. Oh, Stafford is all right.
Stafford sucks, dude. Shut up. He hasn't broke 20
He's
points
kind
this
of
year.
there was like, didn't he go off the field for a bit or something? Like he had some kind of like injury flare up. Like I think he's still
He's dealing with
he's
a
not
hip.
questionable or anything. But
He's
he has
dealing,
something where he's not hundo.
yeah, he's dealing with a hip. Plus, I think his his shoulder or his wrist or whatever it was in the offseason. I think whatever that arm injury was is probably gonna nag on always.
Yeah, he's old
Dusty.
Yeah.
and dusty.
Also, Preston, you got to be starting Sam Laporta, and you should probably be
yeah, it's
starting
fine.
Terry McLaurin over Drake London because yeah, Drake London scored a touchdown, but imagine scoring
In
less than
London,
12.
Brian.
Yeah,
in London,
yep.
that's worth double in fantasy.
Yeah.
Disagree. The guy had 3 catches for 28 yards and a touchdown. If he gets sub 12 on his touchdown days, what do you think he does on his non-touchdown days, Preston? You can do the math. Also, never start a defense against the Buffalo Bills again. What are you doing?
That was a bad call. Hey, Bryant, you won the bidding war for Tank Dell, and you
Yeah.
kind of laid an egg.
He let
How
me
you
down.
feeling about Tank Dell? At this point?
Fine.
Looking at Dobbs down there.
I'm not starting Tank Dell this week. I will probably be starting Dobbs. But, going forward, Tank Dell, I think, can be started. He's a big play guy, so he's kind of boom bust. And even on his big weeks, right, it was, 5 catches for 145 yards and a touchdown, 7 catches for 72 yards and a touchdown. 7's quite a few, but 5 catches, to drop 30 points on that's pretty impressive. So I think he'll be fine going forward. It just wasn't his week. There's a lot of mouths to feed, apparently, with CJ Stroud throwing the ball. He looks good. So
He does look good.
all my wide receivers actually had a pretty good game apart from Tank, and Zay was okay. So I feel like I can throw pretty much any of my wide receivers in. It'll probably be fine. But, one more thing to talk about. Justin Fields on my starting roster. I was getting clowned on a little bit.
More points than his first 3 weeks.
Hell yeah, baby. That's what you get for sticking with him, man.
And really just in 3 quarters of play because in the fourth quarter he sucked and threw
He
the game
did
away.
suck in the fourth. Yeah, that's part of the ride. That's part of the Justin Fields experience, though.
It's true.
You're gonna get 2 or 3 quarters of him, hopefully, and those 2 or 3 quarters might be magical. Usually it's more rushing yards than passing yards. That was unheard of for him. But like Greg said, Denver Broncos. He's got a pretty easy schedule coming up, so hopefully he can kind of show me some fantasy points. All right, let's move on to let's do Brandon and Cade too, because that was a blowout. Brandon's team wasn't even that bad this week. It was pretty bad. Cade's team popped off, dude. AJ Brown, 40 points. What's so funny about that, Greg?
Sorry, Brandon's team wasn't that bad this week. It was pretty bad.
I'm glad you liked that. Honestly, when you're going up against Josh Allen and AJ Brown, who both dropped 40 plus, and then the Dallas defense had 30, you don't. I mean, even if Brandon's team had a good week, he didn't stand a chance.
Bench had a good week though.
His bench did have a good week, dude.
Really good
Achan's
week.
in, right? Until he proves that he's not good. He's 58 and 30 in the past 2 weeks. Giants next. I think Achan's in your lineup.
Achan's the worst fantasy player to have because like he'll piss you off with like amazing scores on your bench like 3 times a year, and every time you play him, he's gonna get you sub 8.
Who knows, man? Maybe he's
But
Chris
you
Johnson.
can't not play him. Like I agree. Like you can't not play him right now.
Not with Brandon's roster. He's got Swift. Do you bench Mixon and throw Pacheco and Achan in
That's
there?
the thing. Brandon had like no running backs to like all of a sudden a pretty decent running back room.
I think you bench Mixon until he starts actually doing things.
Yeah, especially with how the Bengals are playing. That's probably the move.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's just me. But I mean, the guy had. I mean, I guess Tennessee's a pretty good run defense. I don't know. You might not. But at the same time, Pacheco, Achan, and Swift are definitely all outperforming Mixon.
Yeah.
You could throw those guys in there with, some combination of Waddle, Smith, Garrett Wilson, and honestly, it's a pretty good team.
No, it's a really good team, and I mean, I think Brandon's got to take one out of my playbook and just draft just like miss on every single late round running back so it doesn't look as bad in the middle of the season. But I mean, Achan. It would be tough to own him when you have a guy like Mixon and you still like believe in him, even though he hasn't done a whole lot. But he's put up like decent, like 13, 14, not last week, but I would probably just go with HN and hope that he keeps it up. But
I think you kind of
I
have
don't
to.
know.
It's NBA Jam rules, right? You just ride with
Might
it.
as well. Yeah.
Also, Jake Ferguson might be in for Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry's been pretty good, but Ferguson's been getting a ton of targets. We'll see.
Yeah, I agree there.
He had 14.7 this week. I don't know. Cade's team is just pretty nasty. I mean, T. Higgins picked up, a rib injury, so we'll see if he's back or not. But, I mean, he'll throw Metcalf up in there. The only problem with Cade's team is the freaking tight end, dude. So he trades for Kyle Pitts. What did he trade for him?
Pacheco.
It was straight up Pacheco Pitts.
It's Pacheco for tight end.
Yeah, that's
for Pitts, I'm pretty sure.
huge L. That is a massive L. Because Pitts, I'd drop Pitts. I'd cut him. He sucks. Oh, I should rephrase that.
You traded for him last year, is that right? Or
No, he traded from beginning of the year.
No,
Oh, I did? Yeah, I did trade him away.
You were trade last year. You
That's
traded him
true.
away to Lemons, is that right?
Yeah, that does sound right. Yes.
I was just trying to remember because it sounded familiar with what you just said there. And I remembered that you traded him away. But yeah, it would be actually painful for me to do that, knowing that I still would see potential in him, and I know that I'd think he would just like pop off right after I cut him. But I think it is the right move. He's got to move on and admit that it's not gonna work.
I mean, it's been 3 years. It'd be one thing if it was like, oh, he was bad last season. Like he's never like been good in fantasy.
That's true.
For as long as he's been in
was
the
his
league.
best year.
Even then, it wasn't like an amazing year.
No. Yeah, it was good for a rookie.
Yeah.
He's an elite talent, and I'm convinced that if he was on any
sure.
other team in the NFL, he'd be really good for fantasy. But he's not. And the Atlanta Falcons, I don't know what they're doing there, man. But Kyle Pitts is not fantasy relevant, and honestly, neither is Dallas Goedert right now. Dallas Goedert, he's seeing targets, and he's had a couple okay weeks, but he goosed you week 1, and last week 4.5. He's tough to start. But when he's Cade's only guy, he could use a tight end. He could use Hunter Henry. who Brandon
Yeah,
picked up after he traded Kyle Pitts to Cade.
Dallas defense still proven their worth,
Facts.
and doesn't matter. Actually, I just checked. They have outscored just this week. They've outscored Dallas Goedert's entire season so far. So Dallas defense just still just carrying
the superior
carrying
Dallas.
Cade, but they really are. Yeah.
That's actually, they've put up some crazy weeks, but they play San Fran this week, so see you, Dallas defense.
And Josh Allen just finally had a Josh Allen game.
Yep, against
That'll
division
happen.
rivals too. Good for him. Cade's bench didn't do much, so I mean his starting lineup's cooking, but man, that tight end situation is not very good in my opinion. I mean, I would cut Pitts if he was on my team, and Goddard wouldn't be far behind him, but I don't know who you're really getting instead. But Brandon's tight end situation looks pretty good, so let's move on, huh? All right, what do we got next? Let's do Nick B. Oh, there were kind of a lot of blowouts this week. Greg, your game was the closest.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Nick B and Lane. Dude, Nick's team went off. McCaffrey had, was it 3 or 4 touchdowns? I know he had 3 rushing touchdowns.
I thought it was 4.
Yeah, he had a receiving touchdown too. 4
Yeah,
touchdowns is insane.
Could have had 5. Brock Purdy had a 1-yard.
That is true.
Quarterback sneak.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
That would have been a special day, huh?
Yeah.
So
as a Brock Purdy owner, I was really not hoping that McCaffrey was going to have his 5th touchdown. I was happy with the sneak, but
the sheer number of rushing touchdowns on Nick's team. McCaffrey and Montgomery both had 3, and then McCaffrey had a receiving touchdown too. Did Hurts have any rushing touchdowns? Nope. Just
no,
2 passing. He's the kind of that's a lot of rushing touchdowns for 1 week.
Yeah.
And I guess 200 points to show for it. Kind of sucks for Lane because Nico Collins had a hell of a game in his flex. But Debo, did he get hurt in that game?
Yeah, he definitely did.
KO'd.
I don't know if he came back. I thought he came back in the game later. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
He logged 48 out of 55 snaps in the
Maybe
game.
he didn't.
He was just a decoy.
Yeah, I swear it was like at least like the middle of the game or maybe even early in the game and came back, I think.
Yeah, if he did, he didn't miss very many snaps. He played almost all of them. Mark Andrews had a good week. Tony Pollard played New England, so it's hard to blame him. Plus, the Dallas defense scored all the points. Disappointed in the San Fran defense if you're Lane. Playing Arizona.
Oh my God, yeah, playing Arizona. Yeah.
Arizona's playing really well right now. They beat Dallas. They, didn't roll over against the Niners. I mean, it wasn't close, but it's the Niners. I respect it.
Give a shout out to Nick for drafting the backup quarterback. I was really tempted to draft Anthony Richardson, who had had a breakout performance.
If anybody needs a quarterback.
Oh yeah, like I was about to say, do you think he's going to just want to hold on to him just in case for a potential keeper? I don't know if that's really going to be a situation for
Drafted
that.
him
Probably
in the
not,
10th.
but
I probably
not.
With Nick's team and the fact that he's
Well.
probably going to be at least in the top 3, I would probably consider that because you need to kind of stock up draft capital now if you're going to be drafting late next year.
Yeah, something to think about.
He's kept McCaffrey, Kelsey. Who's his third? Was it Evans? Or did he draft Evans?
It was Hurts.
It was Hurts, okay. Yeah, I don't know if you're Nick, if you try to make a trade happen with Richardson and see if somebody's going to pay up for him, or if you just hold him. I think I'd just be tempted to just hold him and see how the season goes. But
yeah, I think you have to hold. You could maybe try trading Hurts in the offseason and keeping Richardson if Richardson keeps it up.
Essentially, yeah.
Because Hurts is less likely to be kept, in my opinion. He'll be going at ADP, whereas Richardson in the 10th is reasonable value. I mean, he could be a 5th, 6th, 7th round guy if he does this. Maybe even more if people assume a jump. I don't know. I mean, there's opportunity for Richardson to really be expensive.
Mark Andrews is destroying the tight end battle of the week here.
True.
Kelsey, Kelsey, I mean, he's still the best tight end in the league, and I don't know how. Like, he had 20 last week, and it felt like a quiet 20 somehow with Travis Kelsey. He hasn't had a real Kelsey week yet, but I wouldn't be concerned at all. I mean,
no, you can't be.
He's wide receiver one in the tight end spot.
Mahomes had a bad
2020.
game last week too. He had 2 picks and just didn't look very good.
Completely outplayed by Zach Wilson. Yes.
Actually, kind of true. So, if Kelsey can put up 12 points with a very mediocre week, I mean, yeah, you don't worry about that. Both these tight ends are really good. So.
And Buffalo defense somehow able to start. That had to have been a little bit risky starting the defense against the Dolphins, but
yeah, balls of
paid off.
steel. Does pay off. Not that he needed it. Jesus, Buffalo could have lost the max amount of points and it would have been fine, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. Impressive work from Nick B, in all honesty. Plus, Anthony Richardson and DJ Moore on the bench, 30 plus. Ooh, boy.
That's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
Yeah.
His bench outscored Preston's team by a time and a half.
Jeez.
2 players outscored
Dang.
Preston's team.
I will give Preston this though. The clean 60, like no point anything.
It is nice.
I respect that.
Yeah, I respect
Good looking score there.
Oh my god, what a 59 would have looked real bad.
Bro, dropped out the league.
59.98 would have actually been embarrassing, and it's only like half a quarterback yard short than what it got now. Oh boy. We're gonna move on to George and Lemons. Mahomes had a bad game, which you could argue killed Mike between that and Mostert, because Mostert had a couple fumbles, so he kind of, I mean, he still got plenty of touches. I don't think his usage dropped a ton. Achane just did it all, man. Alvin Kamara broke an NFL record. Did you guys see that?
No, I didn't.
I'm gonna fact check myself. I know he broke the record, but I want to make sure I get the yards correct. He broke the NFL record for most receptions with fewest number of receiving yards. I believe so. So he had 13 receptions and only 33 receiving yards.
I was gonna say, looking at his score, I didn't really keep track of this game. I remember seeing Kamara though; he didn't really do anything. 21 points. Was I wrong? I just caught the ball a lot. Just do anything with it, I guess.
Let's see.
That's like the typical Michael Pittman performance I get.
I don't remember exactly what the yardage was in front of him, and Google is failing me, but it was in the 70s. Which means he
Wait, what?
So the previous record for fewest receiving yards with 13 catches or whatever, or 15 targets, is that what he got? 15 targets? I don't remember.
That sounds okay.
A ridiculous number of receptions or targets. The previous record was 70-something receiving yards, and he had 33. It's outrageous.
Jesus.
That just blows my mind. I'll have to find that and post it. But yeah, it was something, man. So, anyways, thought that was interesting. Yeah, if you're Lemons, you're kind of sad about this.
Hurts. Mostert having the 45 the week before and then under 5 this week really hurts.
Was that on his bench?
Final score. No, he started Mostert
last week.
No, he started Mostert this week, and last week he had 45, but this week he had 4.
Oh, yeah.
So that one really hurt too. And Tyreek Hill, the Dolphins, kind of screwed Lemons here.
Yeah, that's the sad part of owning multiple players in the same team, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, Patrick Mahomes probably hurts the most of all. 13 out of Mahomes is not what you want to see.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't win you the game with him, if he gets 25 to 35, it's close, but you don't win, so maybe it doesn't really matter. But there were a handful of players that let him down.
And I know that it wasn't they wouldn't have mattered, but for a couple of leagues, I saw that with Mahomes, picking up a first down at the end of the game and then sliding instead of running into the end zone at the 1 yard line.
Yep.
That was kind of a bad beat for a couple of leagues, including one of a league that I was in. Yeah.
That is funny. And to be fair to George, Tua put up 10, so it's not like Mahomes outscored George's quarterback.
No.
Justin Jefferson.
That's crazy.
I don't know. George's team, was okay. Adam Thielen's been surprisingly okay for fantasy.
Yeah, finally Josh Jacobs went off for George. He had been pretty quiet this season.
That's true.
Brian, I still remember Thielen's rookie year. I remember I said Adam Thielen will never be anything in this league. It was a one-season wonder. He'll never be anything. And I think it's been 5 years now, like good production from him.
I'm pretty sure it's been more than 5, Greg. I'm not gonna lie.
5 has it been? Oh my goodness.
Adam Thielen's pretty old.
Yeah,
It's sad.
but
I'll find it for you. I'll let you know. Yeah, not much else to talk about this. Brees Hall disappointing again. DeAndre Hopkins continuously mediocre to bad. Even though the Titans got a big dub, kudos to you, Greg.
Yeah, that's weird. The Titans have played well, but he's been really a non-factor.
It's because they played the Bengals.
Fair, yeah.
Okay. Last matchup. Oh, also, Greg, Adam Thielen is 33 and he's been in the league for 10 years.
Oh wow, I've been wrong for a decade. That's
Time flies when you're scoring fantasy points.
yeah.
All right, let's move on. Although to be fair, he was pretty irrelevant for a good three of those. So
Okay, well, I've been wrong for 7 years. Doesn't make me feel that much better.
All right. Does this matchup make you feel any better?
No, it makes me feel a lot worse actually. Buddy.
How does it feel knowing
Let's
that
talk about
Stephon Diggs had to score 41 for Jake to beat you?
I don't know. Let's talk about Preston's matchup again.
Michael Pittman stunk.
Yep.
Hawkinson was disappointing, but he's a tight end. All tight ends are disappointing. Kirk
We
Cousins
were
is
actually
so
watching
bad.
the Vikings game together.
Yes.
I remember like just watching the first play, like first drive, Kirk throwing that like 99-yard pick six. Just like, oh, it's one of those games.
yeah,
That was really funny. Pittsburgh's defense let you down in a big way.
$5. I paid 5 fab for that to lose half a point.
That's hey, good for you, man. Amari Cooper
Thanks.
was really bad. Well, Deshaun Watson didn't play, so what can you do? The rookie, I don't remember what it's like Thompson, Dorius Thompson, something. I don't remember what his name is.
oh, yeah.
DTR, Thompson Robinson or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. DTR.
He was not good.
But yeah, kudos to Jake for having Stephon Diggs on his roster.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
just absolutely carried by one player. I mean,
everybody else was
other than
really
that,
bad.
I felt good about. I just keep switching between Brock Purdy and Jordan Love every week, and it's
been working.
honestly I'm on a pretty solid streak for that right now.
Yeah.
So I hope I keep that alive. But
It's been going okay.
Actually, and that was kind of funny. I did some finessing with my kicker. I dropped the Dallas kicker Aubrey like in between the week, and then picked. I had the Dolphins kicker, and then I brought it back. Got like 10 points out of that. So I was doing a little kicker finessing. That helped. But yeah, this was just a Stephon Diggs week, and I kind of needed this win, knowing that next week I guess this week now the Chargers have a bye, and he now would be out. Yeah.
Yeah, all this without Eckler too. That's big. I mean, my team didn't really put up much of a fight, but still, without Eckler, everyone's a win. That's good.
Yeah, Eckler, that's been a huge miss for sure with how hot he started and then got injured. But yeah, I forgot he only played week 1. I thought he played week 2 also. But yeah, he had 30 in week 1 and then hasn't played since.
Yeah. All the shots, man.
Hopefully he'll be back after the bye.
Yeah. Is Cole Kmet in your lineup over Kittle this week?
He might be. This is what I've been dreaming of, Cole Kmet. Not really because I'm a Packers fan, but I see some potential from Cole Kmet. I mean, wish I would have started him.
He's not in your lineup, Jake. Is he gonna be?
I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say nothing will top Jamar Chase, but this is pushing it.
No, this is not.
That is not. No, that is not.
George Kittle's the top 3 tight end in the league, man. Even if he stinks.
I wish George Kittle.
No.
Like I get what you mean, but in fantasy, tight end, yeah.
You drafted him to be
George Kittle.
George Kittle's a top 3 tight end in fantasy 3 years ago.
Cole Kmet is outscoring the shit out of Kittle. He's not scoring 2 touchdowns in a game the rest of his career, though. I mean, come on. Can Justin Fields throw that many touchdowns in a game the rest of his career?
The only W stack known to this league, besides my cousin's Hogginson, would be a Fields Kmet stack. So
all right, Jake,
make that happen.
I'm gonna have to hit your DMs.
I had the Brock Purdy Kittle stack.
That's such a better stack. Until Fields says he's good again.
Brock Purdy has a ceiling of 22. He has a floor of 15, but he has a ceiling of 22.
He makes a good point. So yeah.
Then we saw
Cole Kmet,
Pittsburgh
dude.
Pittsburgh defense against Houston was tough. I never would have saw that one coming.
Houston actually looks like a scary
Houston.
offense.
They
I
do.
outbid Bryant for that.
Did I say it was
I
a good
outbid
one?
Bryant, yeah, to take the pleasure of that. But I mean, I wouldn't have done anything anyway.
Hey, I got you.
Yeah, it's sad.
Rewind the tape. Yeah, your guys' teams both had a terrible week. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's fun.
It was
It's
bad.
good though.
And
Wasn't pretty.
you can see kind of what my running back situation is right now. Like
Yeah.
Miles Sanders and Javante have both been banged up, and I'm just almost in panic mode, really.
I don't know if
Running back's
Javante's
been
gonna
tough.
play this week. Miles Sanders should play, but
I
I
don't know
don't
if you
think
guys
Javante.
saw, but I finally dropped Aaron Rodgers, unfortunately.
I did. I just saw.
What?
I was gonna mention that.
Jake.
Who needed a quarterback? Was it Brandon?
I just couldn't roster him anymore. But maybe I'll
on,
bring him
dude.
back later in the season.
But you're gonna
Hopefully
roster
nobody
Keaton Mitchell?
Hopefully nobody scoops up Aaron Rodgers from me for later in the season.
Dude.
Oh, don't tempt me, Jake.
I'm
Yeah, I
picking him
know.
up. Fuck you.
Go for it.
Yeah, I pulled another Zonovan Knight situation on you. So this one wanted as much
Zonovan
impact.
Knight. Forgot about Zonovan Knight.
I'll have him and Mike Williams.
Oh man,
No IR. Let's ride.
that's deadly. Yeah, that's intimidating.
All right, let's go to standings. Huh? Let's take a peek. We have a ton of 3-1 teams. Five 3-1 teams. Oh man, and Nick B has so many more fantasy points than anybody else.
Yep.
Christian McCaffrey, dude. I can't believe Preston's not 0-4. Jake, you really let the league down.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean,
How's
I'd
he
be
your only
4-0
loss?
right now. That's crazy.
Isn't that embarrassing?
Although I'd feel a little bad about being 4-0 and having 100 less points than Nick, but yeah, I should have beat Preston.
Yeah, but Nick probably hasn't played Preston yet, so that'll be a free win for him too.
Yeah, look at the points against too. Who said the easiest schedule?
It has to be me. It has to be me.
It's actually Lemons.
Really?
Yeah,
I have the eight. I have the
You're
eighth,
close, though.
highest points, and I'm 3-1.
you're second easiest,
Really?
right behind Jake. You guys are like tied.
Yeah, we're like tied, and then Brandon has the toughest schedule so far.
Your guys' matchup didn't do you any favors.
No.
Dang, Brandon had the hardest one last year too. I remember because Brandon had a great
Yeah,
team,
he won the
barely
league
got
last
into the
year.
playoffs.
Who
Yeah,
cares?
he won the league, but he barely got into the playoffs. I remember.
True. All right, let's check out the highest scoring players of the week, huh? Take a peek here. Week 4. McCaffrey, obviously, for running backs. Congrats, Nick B. Josh Allen. Congrats, Cade. A.J. Brown. Congrats, Cade. And let's find a tight end. Cole Kmet on Jake's bench.
Love it.
I was just done blasting. Kicker. The first time a kicker has been owned and the top scorer, Jake Elliott. Hell yeah. Congratulations to myself.
Good stuff.
And what is this, Dallas defense? Oh, Seattle defense beat out Dallas. 30. Oh, they play the Giants. Fair enough. 31 points. Jesus.
Jeez. Yeah.
Unowned. All right, let's look at transactions. League. Transactions. All right, what do we got? What was so today was waiver day? Yesterday. This morning. Nick Beep scooped up Jaleel McLaughlin for 19. Greg, Russell Wilson. You put $2 on Russell Wilson. I hope nobody else did.
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
If nothing else, just so I can name my team that again.
Nick, you put $1 on a kicker. It's kind of embarrassing.
It's only embarrassing if he didn't have 100 more points than everyone, Bryant.
Lane got CJ Stroud for free. That actually really surprises me.
That actually makes me upset because I figured it was going to be a bidding war for Stroud. So I'm like, oh, just do Russell Wilson. Like, no one's going to think do Russell Wilson.
Who was it that really
I was right
needed a
about that.
quarterback?
Brandon.
Who had Stafford?
I'm really surprised-
No, who had Stafford?
Wasn't that Brandon? No.
No, somebody else.
Oh, let me think here. They had
Stafford and
Burrow
Joe Burrow. Is that
They had-
Kate?
they had Burrow.
Preston?
It's Preston.
Yeah, it
It's
was
Preston.
Preston,
I
how are
knew
you
you had
how are
Burrow.
you not putting a bid on CJ Stroud?
Poor management. is
Dude.
what it is. I mean,
Poor management.
The guy's like a top 10, top 5 maybe? I don't know. He's up there for quarterbacks this year.
Fantasy? Yeah, honestly.
Come
Yeah, if you're a
on,
guy like
dude.
Preston, where like you have no real prospect at quarterback, yeah, why not just throw the dollar on it? Well, how much fab does Preston have left? Let's look at this.
Dude, he guaranteed he has
I mean,
100.
Oh, Preston, you gotta use that fab, boy. Come on now.
$100. Classic Preston, dude. This is why you're 1-3, man. This isn't because you suck at drafting. You do, but that's not why you're 1-3. You're 1-3 because you're not putting bids in for CJ freaking Stroud or even Kyler. Cade picked up Kyler for free, and yeah, Kyler isn't back yet, but there have been rumors that he's gonna be back soon. Take a shot, man.
Even Russell Wilson, I shouldn't have bid $2 on.
Maybe not Russell Wilson. I'm just giving you shit, Greg.
I'm gonna. When do I play Bryant? Is it this week?
I don't know.
Who do I take this
What
week?
No, I play George this
it's
week.
not. I'm
You
gonna
wanna
start
get-
Russell Wilson. If he's not on a bye,
I
I'm
play you
starting
next
Russell Wilson
week.
that I'm gonna beat you.
I'm not really even joking here, but if you're like in a really bad spot, Sam Howell you could stream this week against the Bears defense.
You're not wrong.
That's a really
Yeah.
good point.
You're not wrong.
And
That's a really good point.
he actually he looked really good in like the last 2 drives of the game for the Commanders. Maybe he's figuring it out, maybe not. He also had some really bad. Actually, yeah, week 3 he had -8 points. That is incredible.
Or if you just
Bears
want
had-
points,
But
Goff will give you at least. Like Goff will give you like. I mean, he won't give you great, but like he has a decent shot at giving you 20.
True.
Like, he won't take you out of games.
Couple.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not to hit on Preston, but I'm kind of upset about this.
You know what? Preston's not the only one in the doghouse. Jake, you're in the doghouse too, dude. Stroud's better than Purdy and Love.
yeah, I'm alright right now. I'm honestly okay with Purdy right now. I'm not really worried.
Stroud's been cooked.
All right, clip that.
Cooking,
Clip that
dude.
for them to hear.
Yeah, come on, dude. You're gonna be on blast. Once
I kinda wanna
DJ Stroud
jinx the
finishes this
49ers.
QB3, come on, dude.
I'm not there yet. I'll be honest. I'm not there yet.
He's been cooking. Rookie year.
Honestly, I'm not too worried
He
about
hasn't played well.
Brock Purdy. I can't wait to play that in week 14. I can't wait.
You throw away
Really?
his first start in
Okay.
his NFL career. He's averaging 25 points a game, a little more.
Yeah, he's been consistent. I mean,
21, 26, 30. He's only getting better, dude. Next week, 35, then 40, then 40.
holy shit.
It's never going down to the moon.
Hey.
Stroud to the moon.
Lane's not trading for T-Law anymore, Greg. Hate to say it.
No, he will.
Dude, he just picked up Stroud.
No, but it's T-Law.
He doesn't have a single Jaguar on his team. You know that?
That's what I'm saying. I can't wait to play Lane. For that week. I'm changing my name to the real Jaguar fan.
It's kind of offensive to me. I mean, team name is Jags before T-Law. Is he just talking about Jags as in just a guy? Like, is his team just full of Jags?
So
I assume he's talking about it, but yeah, you gotta have at least put the Jaguars defense this year, Lane. I'm kind of.
He says Jags
I'm
before
not.
T-Law.
I'm kind of saying this just because I want to make a deal, but also I got Ridley. We can talk for Ridley. We can, there's deals to be made here, Lane. I got the
True.
Jaguar stack.
You're gonna have to change your team name if you trade Ridley.
Oh, I got ideas.
Right.
Don't worry.
I've got
Brandon-
ideas.
I got
Brand-
Russell. I'm going back to him.
Oh shit.
Brandon McManus, shout out Brandon McManus, the Jacksonville Jaguars kicker, 14 points last week, unowned,
There you go.
not owned by Lane. Not owned
Yeah,
by
come on,
anyone.
Lane. At least the kicker.
All kickers have good weeks when they're unowned, and then they go back to being shit. The kickers are fake. We should delete them from the league.
Kickers don't exist.
Delete kickers, yeah.
It's disgusting. All right, let's finish these. All right, a couple defense got picked up. Cade picked up Kyler and Greg Dulcich, who are both currently on PUP/IR. Looking for the future, I guess. Fair enough. Jake, you picked up Michael Wilson for no fab. Kudos to you.
Yeah.
I just don't need him, otherwise I would have put a bid in. Plus, I have Hollywood, so. You also picked up Detroit's defense. I think they have a pretty good matchup this week, don't they? Yeah, Carolina. Good for
They
you.
do. Carolina, yeah.
Dude, what's the guy's name? Quarterback for Carolina, rookie.
Bryce Young.
Oh,
Thank
Bryce
you.
Young.
Bryce Young is going to get sacked into oblivion
He's
against that
dog
defensive
water.
He's
line,
going to
dude.
get killed.
He's going to... Dude, I would bench him, man. Stick Andy Dalton in there, whoever they have.
Dalton played well when he was
Yeah,
there,
man,
but-
that's what I'm saying. Don't kill...
And I
Don't kill your
have
quarterback.
Miles Sanders. I might have to start Miles Sanders, and hopefully if he sucks, I'll get some points from the defense at least, from the Lions defense. We'll see.
Bryce Young is just the new what's his face? He's just the new Sam Darnold.
That's brutal. Wow.
That's a take.
You heard it here first,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. Damn. All right, Greg, go in. The
I'm pulling the
only
hot
fab
takes today, boys.
competition this week was for Jaleel McLaughlin. George bit 15 on him. Not really sure why, if I'm going to be honest. George doesn't really need a running back that badly. But hey, kudos. Hey, turns out Nick B's bid for 19 was pretty accurate. Everybody else that bid significant amount of money, Greg, $2. Just giving you shit.
It's a little spicy.
Oh my god.
I can't wait to start Russell Wilson week 7.
Dude, I hope you do. I can't wait either.
If he's not on bye or not hurt,
He's not. He plays Thursday that game against the Chiefs.
Oh. All right, we'll have to see the other matchups. I don't know.
Yeah, hey, you put it on. You put it on tape, Greg. All right, let's go through the matchup previews. I played George this week. I'm probably gonna get lit up. I have a ton of bye weeks this week.
Hey, Zach Wilson balled against the Chiefs. Russell can do it too.
Yeah,
True.
maybe. Oh, do I not have a ton of bye weeks this week? Rashad White, that's it. I thought I had a ton of bye weeks this week. I'm just projected for a Hundy 5. Fields being projected for 15 points is disgusting, Yahoo. It should be at least 24. Probably more. You should feel ashamed of yourself. Devontae Adams he's gonna light up Green Bay, isn't he?
I could not gonna lie. I'm not trying to be a curmudgeon. I could see Washington eating Fields alive with their pass rush.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong, Greg. I was thinking that too, but I have to hype up my quarterback. We'll know on Thursday whether or not I'm going to lose. Hollywood Brown, he's been really good, surprisingly. I mean, he's 9 points week 1, then 17.5, 17, 16.5. And I mean, he did it against Dallas and San Fran on 2 of those weeks. He's just been good. So we'll ride with him maybe. Derrick Henry, Alexander Madison, Waller, Olave. Waller's been kind of disappointing, but I want to wait for Musgrave to come back from the concussion before I think about putting him in. George has Tua, J-Jeff, Jacobs, Hopkins, James Cook, Ingram Hall. You do starting Breece Hall against the Broncos. Fair enough.
Saints defense against New England could be nice. Sleeper with how bad they do.
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys defense got like 30.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they start? Not start. Didn't they put in Bailey Zappi at one point?
I don't think they did this year.
They did put Bailey Zappi in, yes.
Yeah. So
was it an injury or did they actually just bench Mac Jones?
They benched Mac Jones because the game was just going so poorly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But actually,
Belichick just hates Mac Jones so much.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah.
They cut him, and I'm blanking on the dude's name right now, but the other backup for the Patriots. Oh God, Malik Cunningham, I believe. Malik Cunningham.
I can't believe you pulled that name out of your ass.
They cut him.
That is actually impressive.
In the preseason, he played really well, but they ended up cutting him and Bailey Zappi. But then they kept him around, like on whatever, like they're still around and they could be activated or whatever. But so yeah, Bailey Zappi was in the game. Yeah,
Zappi and Jones both stink.
But yeah.
Jake, who's the Jaguars' backup right now?
No, I'm not doing. No, I just know Malik Cunningham from the preseason.
I want to see how deep it went. I was into it.
No, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Hold on. So just before the show, George tried to trade me Kareem Hunt for Devontae Adams. There were a couple other pieces, but it was a bad trade. Kareem Hunt is projected for negative 0.11 this week with the bye week.
That is evil.
That's what George tried to give me. You know what? I love Yahoo for that because I hate Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt is. Are you gonna ask what he did to me? Are you gonna ask what he did to me?
Some developer at Yahoo never forgave him for kicking that woman.
No. That's not that bad, Greg. You know what's really truly egregious is the fact that he didn't win my fantasy matchup.
That's not that bad. No. Stop you there. No. That's not that bad.
Ray Rice, that's not that bad.
It pales in comparison to what Kareem Hunt did in my fantasy team.
It's not that bad.
Well, Aaron Hernandez, no comments. Dude, so Kareem, what he did to that woman is terrible. But it pales in comparison to what he did to my fantasy team when I was trying to win my playoff matchup and he scored like less than 2 points.
No, that's fair.
That's egregious. It's egregious.
I'm just like envisioning that escalating to the point where you see like the OJ meme video where he's like pretending to stab the lady.
I can't believe that Roger Goodell didn't step in once he heard about my matchup with Kareem Hunt in my lineup. This
Do you
is
guys hear the news? Did you guys hear about OJ? I can't believe it. Over 2,000 yards in 14 games.
I hate you. That's funny. All right, let's go to Brandon and Lane. Dude, Lane's not starting a quarterback, and I thought he was projected to beat Brandon for a sec. Jesus.
I'm just saying Trevor Lawrence looks real nice in an empty slot lane. I'm just saying.
Projected
What's
more
your
than
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt though. We can confirm
Herbert
at this
and
point.
Gino are both on bye. Oh, he's starting Stroud this week. That's actually a really good start. He's only projected for 16. That's kind of disrespectful in my opinion.
Well, what's Trevor Lawrence for?
Probably like 22.
17.0.
Oh, yeah.
Lane, you have to do it now.
T-Law over Stroud.
14 round pick. If you get it to me by the end of the night, 14 round pick, Lane.
Mantha should actually take that deal.
Mantha, it's open to him too.
He should straight up give you Joe Burrow for T-Law.
He honestly should.
It might not be that bad.
And buy him for next year.
Yeah, of course. All right. Brandon 0-4, Lane 1-3. Lane's roster is not a 1-3 roster. Brandon's isn't an 0-4 roster though. Pacheco has Minnesota, they stink. Mixon has Arizona, they've been playing well, but
I think Brandon's gonna be dangerous again. I think it's gonna be like last year. He's gonna be bad all year, and then he's gonna turn on, sneak in the playoffs, and be dangerous. This is too good of a roster.
Are you guys starting Achane over Mixon? Achane is home against the Giants. Mixon's in Arizona.
Oh, against the Giants, yes. Heartbeat.
Yep, I would. I would do that actually.
The only concern I have with Achane's matchup is that the Miami defense just absolutely obliterates the Giants, and the offense for Miami doesn't play. So, but I think I would go Achane over Mixon personally.
You're 0-4. It's Achane.
Yeah.
That's how I'm playing it.
Yeah, I agree. Garrett Wilson in Denver. That's a good matchup. Hopefully he lights him up. Smith, Waddle, Lamar against Pittsburgh. Yeah, these are really good matchups. I'm taking Brandon. I'm doing it. I'm not sure if Debo's healthy. Najee's disappointing. Pollard has San Fran. Yeah. If Mark Andrews scores, Lamar does too. Nico Collins could have a good game. But, I mean, I don't know. I kind of trust Brandon's players and matchups better. Plus,
good take, I think.
He has the Baltimore defense against Pittsburgh, so that's a win.
Yeah, Najee Harris is your RB2.
Taking Brandon as well here.
Najee did have 11 points for the first time. What, Brandon's not gonna like hearing this? What, is he trying to tank or something?
He's not gonna like hearing that we're all picking him, but
that's true.
But I think he will be able to get the dub here.
Fair enough. We'll see. I mean, the projection for Lane will snap back when Stroud's in there. And to be fair, if Stroud drops like a 30-plus bomb again, it'll be a fight. But I don't know. I mean,
if you throw Stroud in there right now, it'll be 110, 112. So yeah. Debo's still questionable. Let's see if we got anything on Debo.
Lamar outscored
and we
Stroud,
did
though,
Wednesday.
Yeah. Debo will probably play, but I don't think he'll be good for fantasy. I mean, he played last week through it, but
Amon-Ra misses practice Wednesday with the abdomen.
Andy's dealing with the turf toe still. I'm taking Brandon. Maybe we'll see him on the show.
Fresh off a 25-point week, he won't run it back. I think it's Brandon. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm taking him. I'm also starting Ferguson over Hunter Henry. Ferguson at San Fran. Do you care? Maybe. TBD. Whatever. Preston and Nick B. This is an insta Nick B. I don't even have to look at it.
Yeah.
Preston's
moving.
Joe Burrow is in his lineup again. Manthai, let it go. Get him off your team, man. Jeez. CJ Stroud still.
I don't think he touched any of this yet. It just looked the exact same.
He didn't touch it
last week.
I don't care. I'm moving on already. Screw that guy.
Yep. He's just fried within this doubtful too.
I need to get Manthai on here. We have to like interview him, like a press conference. This has to be like an Eberflus press conference where people are just roasting him because the Bears suck. All right, Jake, you and Cade. This should be a change of pace, huh? Dude, you're projected for
We
140.
don't need to talk too much about this one either.
You don't think so?
I'm
Is
nervous
Higgins even
about
going to play
one.
this week? He didn't practice on Wednesday. I don't think Higgins plays this week. If he does, he's not going to be 100%. Rib injuries suck, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
Who
The
does he have
Jacksonville
to
defense
replace?
can be good depending on the week.
Yep.
I think he'd probably throw. I honestly, if I'm him, I'd probably throw just George Pickens in there over Higgins if he doesn't go. I mean, he had a pretty bad week last week, but it's kind of just worth a shot. And I mean, projection's already going to look good.
Are you going Jordan Love
Yeah.
or are you gonna do Brock Purdy?
It's really a game time decision right now, and I'm leaning Jordan Love because I'm just scared of the Dallas defense. But
You want the Monday night
Yeah.
sweat? I'm
That's
afraid of
gonna
Dallas
piss me
Love
off
Monday
defense
versus
too.
the Raiders.
that's going to kind of piss me off even more watching it on Monday night, needing some points, and
Is-
if we start doing bad. But
Is Brock Purdy
Um,
defense proof though? I mean, it's the 49ers, dude. They're going to eat on
that's
everybody.
the thing. We'll find out. So I've kind of got a little bit of time to decide.
No.
But
If I'm Cade, I'm starting 2-2 over Pickens personally.
okay.
Philly's a tough matchup. And he did
Did
pick
he
up Curtis
just-
Samuel, so maybe he'll play Curtis Samuel. He had a good week last week if you want to chase the points.
Yeah.
He's been usable, in all honesty. I think I have to start him in Dynasty this week, which is kind of a bummer. But rip the Band-Aid off. It's Thursday
I
game.
might go Dotson over Jaden Reed. I probably will. Just trying to see what else.
It is Chicago. Fair enough.
Yeah, I think that's what I'll probably do.
Is Javonte playing this week?
God, I mean,
Quad injury, missed practice. I don't know if he's going to play. Chuba should be an okay
Yeah,
start, though.
yeah.
I think he'll do okay this week. Personally.
Chuba and Miles Sanders, that would be
Oh,
quite the running back room.
yeah, that's a problem.
That would look pretty bad against Detroit, if I'm being honest.
That
I'm
is
in
a
a tough spot
problem.
at running back. I'm in a tough spot.
Yeah.
And then I got like Cam Akers. That's what I was
Both you
talking about
guys'
earlier. I
teams.
just somehow miss on every late running back lately, which kind of sucks. Shouldn't have avoided Achan.
Jake, how's your team 3-1? Keenan Allen.
It's
Answer my
literally been
question.
my keepers.
Keenan Allen,
Every
Stephon
Keenan
Diggs.
Allen had a big. Eckler had a big week one. Keenan Allen has a big week. He had like 54 one week.
Yeah, he had a
Stephon Diggs
big
for 41. I'm just getting carried from a couple keepers, pretty much.
I'm
Maybe
going
by the end of the
Cade.
season it'll look a little better.
Who do you
That's
have
a
in this
call.
one, Greg?
I gotta go Cade, but I'll be honest, like this.
Feels gross.
Yeah, like for how good Cade's team is, like this week just kind of I don't know.
I think Cade's worst nightmare is Higgins plays, because if Higgins plays, you have to start him over everybody else because he's so much better than all of his other wide receivers. But if he plays, I
Yeah.
don't think he's going to score a ton. And
The Rams defense is kind of tough too with AJ Brown. I mean, their secondary isn't great, but like they've given
Yeah.
other teams trouble.
it's A.J. Brown, though, so you just kind of take it.
Yeah, he'll get you 12 at least.
He'll be fine, right? Yeah. Should be okay. Dallas Goedert, I wouldn't want to start, but he has Kyle Pitts, so I guess maybe you just do. Dallas defense
I
in
think-
San Fran is not the matchup I want. I don't care what
I think
Dallas
he-
has done.
I think I'll give it to Jake, but I don't feel great about it. No offense,
That's
Jake.
fair. I just
Why
think
did you
Jake
give
has
it to
more
him in the
holes.
first place, so.
I mean, Jake could be starting Miles Sanders and Chuba Hubbard, like you said. I think, what is it, Mike Wilson? What's that guy's name? Yeah, Mike Wilson. I think he's had a couple good weeks, but I don't know if I'd trust him. Maybe he has since season.
It's just
maybe.
worth a shot at this.
Yeah.
It's just worth a shot to throw in there. Like
Yeah.
there's not.
Right. No, I'm not saying you bench him.
It's not even a fancy. It's not a fancy play. It's just like Keenan Allen's in the bye. I mean, it is a
Yeah.
little bit. Not really. Jaden Reed. I want Jaden Reed to play better, but we'll see. He doesn't get a whole lot of targets at all.
Who, Reed?
Yeah, he got 3 targets last week.
He got
3
5
the
last
before.
week. 3 catches.
Oh, did he have 5?
Yeah, 5 last week, 7 before, 8
Oh,
before.
yep. 5
Yeah.
targets. Yep, there we go.
It's been okay. We'll see.
He looks nice out there when he's
looks really
involved.
good.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, this is a
Partially
tough
due to the
matchup
fact that Jordan Love really struggled last week, but
until the fourth quarter, baby.
still like him.
Or second half.
Yep.
Second half. All right. Yeah. Last matchup. Let's do it. Greg, you versus Lemons. What do we got going on here? Mahomes versus Kirk Cousins in the same matchup in the Sunday 3 o'clock game, so Kirk Cousins shouldn't be dog water.
Let's go.
Tyreek Hill versus Pittman. You take Hill there every time. Sutton Chase. You take Chase there most times. Should be fine. If Higgins doesn't play, Chase is going to get a ton of targets, right? So you just have to hope.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's just. I mean, I'm not going to bench Jamar Chase.
I understand.
I'm not saying that, but like it's. I don't feel.
Why not, Greg?
It's not like the guarantee it was last year.
Why aren't you benching Jamar Chase?
Yeah, dude, shut up.
Chase
I won that week. I just want to remind you that.
He's been better the past 2 weeks, so
yeah,
I think he'll be okay.
Yeah.
Kyren Williams, I'll take over Mostert, partly because I'm afraid of HN, and I know Kyren. Well, maybe I take Mostert. That's a wash. Philly's a tough matchup, but Kyren will still get his. Damian Pierce and Brian Robinson. I will take Brian against Chicago probably. Kincaid Hawkinson, you take Hawk. Ridley Kamara, I'll take Kamara, I think. Also a coin toss. Lemons has a kicker on bye still. Khalil Herbert on the bench against Washington. I don't know, man. Jake, are you starting Jahmyr Gibbs over Pierce or Ridley?
Let me look to see, first of all, what Pierce's injury is right now, because I'm seeing that.
He's probably fine.
Knee issue.
Limited by knee.
Fair play.
Maintenance.
Yeah, I could see myself being tempted to start Gibbs against Carolina, assuming that the Lions get a nice early lead, and then they can kind of do whatever they want and get him involved a little bit more.
I don't think I would. I think David Montgomery is going to get a ton of carries because the Lions are going to go up big again this week.
He just had a huge week, yeah.
Because they were winning.
I could see that. Yeah, that's true.
I think Jahmyr Gibbs' best games are going to be against teams that handle the run well, and Carolina's not one of those teams.
I think Detroit should just at least kind of make somewhat of an effort to use their first-round pick running back that everybody's making fun of.
I don't disagree.
Carter.
I don't disagree.
I told Brian this, but I saw a meme where it was it's like when Dan Campbell sees Jahmyr Gibbs touch the ball in his video. Trump's like, "Get him out of here! He's trash! Get him out of here!"
Yeah,
he won't like that. We don't like that.
That's awesome.
You're gonna have to find that and post it into the group.
Oh yeah, I'll do that once we have the call.
I think I've seen a different version of that one, but yeah, that's a classic
elite
clip.
I think I'm going Lemons here.
I don't blame you.
There's definitely a world where you win this game, though, Greg. If Jamar Chase has a Jamar Chase game and the Miami defense does a ton of work against the Giants, you could be okay here. And if Kirk Cousins babies Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, which he will.
You heard it.
Every week I've won, it's been kind of just luck. Like I'm like the Vikings last year. I just kind of squeak out those like one-score games. I could see that being one of these. I think that's the only way I win, though. This isn't going to be like a blowout in my favor.
Houston defense against Atlanta going to drop a bomb on you?
Did you guys? I guess you can't. I was going to mention, maybe you did already and I didn't hear, but Saquon, if he's back this week, you immediately plug him in over like Brian Robinson, or what do you guys think about that?
That's a good point. I'd maybe do over Moser just because.
Was it a sprain? What was
scary.
I'm assuming Kamara stays.
High ankle sprain. If it were me, that's a tough question, Jake. I'm not going to lie. If it were me, I would really want to bench Saquon for a week because high ankle sprains, usually players will come back in, 4 to 6 weeks or whatever it is. But then usually it will still take them a handful of weeks after that to get going. And Lemon's running back room is actually okay right now. Brian Robinson against Chicago is a great matchup. Mostert against the Giants is also a great matchup. And Kamara looked really good last week. And all the buzz about Kamara in camp was that he looked really, really good. So I think if it were me, the only person I would consider pulling, it would have to be Robinson, right? But you can't bench him in the Chicago matchup.
That's too good of a matchup.
I think
Yeah.
I would bench Mostert if I had to bench somebody, and you can't bench Mostert after what he's been doing to defenses. He had a bad week last week, but it was Buffalo. I think you bench Saquon this week, even if he plays. Give him a week, see how he looks. If he has a ton of fantasy points,
I,
great.
yeah, I like that. I think that's the right call in this case.
It's tough.
You can't bench Kamara with a 13 catches in PPR league last week,
Yeah,
and yeah, I don't think I could start or bench Mostert either.
I
That's
might have
crazy
to.
having the Giants and the Bears as like your two starting running back matchups
Yeah.
this week.
I might have to
That's
hit Mike's
unfortunate for me.
DMs. He's got Jerome Ford, Cliff Herbert. He's got some running backs, man.
I
Did he
think I'm
draft
gonna
like
have
7?
I don't know. Seems legit.
also Jameson Williams making his return after the suspension, and
I don't care.
this is earlier than he was supposed to come back because they
Yes.
changed the rules or something, right?
Yep.
Is that what I heard?
Yep.
Wait, can gamble now? Dope.
No.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You can sometimes
That's what I
gamble.
meant to say.
I don't actually know what the rule change was, but I do know that he got his suspension reduced because of it. So it was what, 6 games or something, 8 games, and now it's 4.
Yeah.
So he's back. Does somebody have him in this game? Oh yeah, there he is, Lemons.
He's not going to be started. I just
No, you definitely don't
saw
start
him
him.
down there.
I'm
Yeah,
worried that Jameson Williams is going to stink this year for fantasy. We'll see.
I really like Jameson Williams,
Yeah,
but I
you
don't know
do.
if it's going to be good for
I
fantasy.
wonder
either.
why you do, Jake. I wonder why.
I just don't own him anywhere.
No, definitely not in Dynasty.
I don't own him in Dynasty, actually.
Really?
That's Hoffman.
How do you
Yeah.
not own
You
him?
are
I've been
fake
trying to-
news.
I've been trying to get.
Dude, just send him a
Jameson.
first. It's an overpay,
You know
but
what, I
if you love him
could've
that much,
I mean, I drafted Olave over Jameson the first year. And
that's
that
a
was
good
worth.
move.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Which I'm not like. Their rookie, even with Jameson's injury, it was kind of a toss up with like there are people drafting him over Olave for sure.
There were.
It was happening.
Yeah, I mean, he was a stud in college, so hey, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll see how he looks week 1. That'll be an interesting game.
hmm So unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to take Lemons here. I think just matchups in general. I think Patrick Mahomes bounces back after the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the pressure of having the most like viewed NFL game of all time, or whatever it was,
Oh yeah,
Taylor
that
Swift.
gets to Patrick Mahomes, of course.
that got to Patrick Mahomes.
Not the Super Bowls that he's
so-
won.
No, less pressure.
All right, let's go into the boom roasted segment, huh?
Go for it.
Fasten your seatbelts,
Yeah,
ladies and
but-
gentlemen. All right, George, you're in need of a new team pick, just like you are a wide receiver too. Also, please never try to trade me Kareem Hunt again. I will kill you. Brandon, in just 2 weeks, T Swift has witnessed more wins than your entire team.
Ooh.
Laner, your team name is about the Jags, but you don't have a single Jag on your team. What does that say about you?
Facts, you could change that.
Yes. Shout out, Greg. Preston, you basically made it on the not top 10 in the history of the league last week. Just trying not to embarrass yourself again, dude. Nick, your team name is as boring as your backup running backs. Kenneth Gainwell, Elijah Mitchell, Jalen Warren, McLaughlin, Tyler Algier. Wow, those are all terrible. Cade, you traded for a tight end a couple weeks ago, but somehow all of them are droppable, and you're benching the one that you traded for. Jake, I don't think it matters what quarterback you play. They both stink.
Packers fan too.
For fantasy. Lemons. Your kicker's name sounds eerily similar to what Manthai does to you when you two are alone. It's Cameron Dicker for those that aren't looking. Lastly, Greg. At this point, I'm convinced you only start Calvin Ridley because your team is named after him. All right, that does it for the roast me. Hopefully we get some wins this week, huh? Good luck to everybody except for George and Lemons and Cade. Everybody else, have a good week. See y'all next week. Thanks for swinging by, boys.